Welcome to lesson 27, negative exponents. Our objective today is that I can evaluate exponents using shortcuts. So, what are this whole reciprocal nonsense? Looks like we're looking for something. If it's on the bottom, that means that it's going to have a negative exponent. And if we have a negative exponent up here, that means we're going to put it down in the basement to make a reciprocal. That sounds kind of handy for the future. So that brings us to the definition. If n is any real number and x is any real number that's not 0, then 1 over x to the n power is equal to x to the negative n power. That just means the reverse is also true. If we ever have a negative exponent, that means we just bring it down to the basement, or vice versa. If we have a negative exponent in the basement, the denominator of our fraction, that means we're going to bring it to the top. So let's try these ones out for size. 1 over 3 to the negative 4 power. I'm just going to take this whole thing as I'm going to bring it up, which means that's going to be equal to 3 to the 4th power on the top. Or that's 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, which is 9 times 9, which is 81. Okay, let's take a look at this next one. 7 to the negative 2 power. Well, there's two ways I can do this one. I can either multiply the 7 times 7 first and know that this is just to the negative 1 power. So that'll give me 49 to the negative 1 power, which is 1 over 49. Or I can do the negative exponent first and then do the rest of the exponents. So that'll be 1 over 7 squared, which is 1 over 7 times 7, or 1 over 49. I'll get the same answer either way, but just whatever you're more comfortable with. Go ahead and pause the video and try these out on your own. I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, now that you've tried them on your own, go ahead, let's try them together. So 1 over 5 to the negative 8 power. That guy is just, I'm gonna move it up first. Use my exponent really quick. So that's 1 over 5, that's 5 to the 8th power on the top. 5 to the 8th power, if I use my calculator here, that's a big number. That's 390,625. Oh, let me fix that 3. 390,625 is my answer. Now let's take a look at letter B. Letter B here, we have that negative exponent again, but we also have a negative on the inside. How's that going to work for us? Well, we're just going to do the same thing. That's going to be 1 over negative 6 to the 3rd power. This negative on the inside means that that's going to be equal to 1 over negative 6 times negative 6 times negative 6. So if I do that, that's going to be 1 over, these negatives are going to cancel out, but not the last one, so it's going to be 1 over the negative 216. That's going to be my answer. Negative 1 over 216. Which brings us to the product rule. If m and n are real numbers and x is not equal to 0, then x to the m power times x to the nth power is equal to the added together. Basically, if I have things with the same base multiplied together, then I add the exponents. Things with the same base, I add the exponents. Let's try these out. X to the negative 5th times x squared is going to be x to the negative 5 plus 2 power. Or negative 5 plus 2, that's negative 3. The negative 3rd power. My last step, I don't want to have any negative exponents in my answer, so that's going to be 1 over x to the 3rd power as my answer. And I'm done. Let's take a look at letter B. P to the 10th times p to the negative 15th. Well, I have things with the same base, so I'm going to add the exponents. Let's add these together. 10 plus negative 15, that's negative 5th. which is going to end up being 1 over p to the 5th power. Okay, go ahead and try this one on your own. Go ahead and pause the video and I'll see you in a second. Okay, now that you've tried it on your own, let's do it together. I'm going to start with my m's, just because I like the letter m. So I'm going to look at the exponents, and I have things with the same base, so I'm going to add them together. 2 plus negative 5, 2 plus a negative 5, times x to the 4 plus negative 2 power. 4 plus a negative 2. Now if I reduce this, I'll have 2 plus a negative 5 is a negative 3. X 4 to the 4 plus a negative 2 is a positive 2 power. Now I need to grab whatever has a negative exponent and send it to the basement. So my answer will have x squared over m to the 3rd power. Notice I only bring the m because that's the one with a negative exponent. The x squared is not affected by that negative exponent. So watch out for that. And that's the end. I'll see you in the next video.